and welcome back to another episode of SatAMHedgehogs. I'm your host, Verte Elmore, and with me today, as always,
Natalie Ruby Graves.
And today we're going to be watching episode 6, which is called Sonic Racer. That is episode 6, Sonic Racer. I definitely didn't have to look
You
and
know
double
that.
check.
Professional.
I'm
right
a
off,
professional.
right at the gate.
I learned the name of the episode, and I remember it, and I never have to double check.
Oh, you never get it wrong either. So, like...
Also, yeah, we've never gotten it wrong. Anyway, so today, like all other episodes, I'll be asking a question. And today's question will
Wait. Verte's got a question for you. Verte's question.
I had almost forgotten. Today's question will be...
Real talk, I think about that, like, all week. about how I'm going to insert that theme song. I'm not exaggerating when I say this is one of my favorite parts of the podcast.
Gotcha. Well, it is fun. Today's question, will be another opinion-based question. So, today's question is, what's your favorite Sega Genesis game? Not directly a Sonic question per se, but sort of related, and I'm definitely not running out of ideas. So you can go first. What's your favorite Sega Genesis game?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Streets of Rage 2.
Streets of Rage 2?
Yeah, simply, I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for it. I remember playing that at a friend's house, and also, that soundtrack is... like 31 flavors of bumpin'. Like it is so tight, and the game is so stylish and cool. It's got like this neon aesthetic throughout.
Yeah, it's like sort of a city at night.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of it, and it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of cool stuff in there, and like all the characters are fun to play. Like I'll say Skate and the Wrestleman are probably the most interesting to look at, but the Punch Man and Kick Girl are also pretty fun to play. If you didn't know, the game actually has like Street Fighter fighting game inputs.
Yeah, I did.
Gotcha. Well, audience, if you didn't know, the game actually has like Street Fighter fighting game inputs, and every character has a different moveset, which is hella cool.
It's pretty neat for a beat 'em up.
And then just throughout the game, like you fight all this cool stuff. Like there's a kangaroo that you fight. And I'm not sure if
really?
I'm not sure if it's one of those like schoolyard rumors or something, but I think if you beat the game, you can unlock the kangaroo to play.
I've never heard of that, but maybe.
I don't know. It could be just one of those like you can move the truck to get Mew things, but
but yeah. So if you're at home and you have a copy of Streets of Rage 2, go try doing that. Don't Google it. Just spend a lot of time trying to do it.
Do not Google it. Just beat the game on the hardest difficulty and see if you get the kangaroo.
Yeah.
And if you know the answer, tweet at us, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. Why not? So
hashtag tweet at SatAMHedgehogs on Twitter with hashtag kangaroo truth.
The truth is out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you unlock the kangaroo? Science will someday know.
So to answer the question on my end, it is maybe predictably Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now, you might be saying that's 2 games, and to that I say, it's not. They designed it as 1 game and then put it in 2 cartridges. But if you're going to be pedantic about it, Sonic and Knuckles. I like both Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles quite a bit. They're definitely my favorite of the 3 classic Sonic games.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles is pretty tight. Like I don't know, it just takes like a lot of the stuff that was fun about the Sonic games and really makes up for a lot of the stuff that wasn't all that fun. I guess so. Like there's a save file. So
the save file helps a lot, especially for if you're playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
And there's the fact that the menu is set up like so much better. Like I remember you were playing Sonic 2 not that long ago.
Yeah.
And got super duper frustrated because Tails was causing you a lot of problems in the bonus games.
And I would like to bring up that... So I'm a huge Sonic fan, but I don't actually get around to playing the classic Sonic games all too often. And when I do, I usually play them on like an emulator or the Sonic Genesis collection that came out on PS3 and stuff not too long ago, that generation, where you can... cheat, essentially. You can just save or save state, I did not know that you can turn Tails off in Sonic 2. And that is such a, so much more enjoyable.
That is what I was about to say, is like, it is tucked away in the options menu, which in and of itself is kind of a little tucked away on the start screen.
Yeah.
Because generally, it's a Sega Genesis game. You think, oh yeah, I just hit start and start the game. But if you hit start, you can cycle through, and there's an options menu where you can turn Tails off.
Yeah.
You can play as Sonic and Tails as the default, or you can play as just Sonic or just Tails. Mm-hmm. And Sonic 3 and Knuckles just sort of like removes that, and whenever you create a new file, it just...
Yeah, you can cycle through. It's
you
like
pick a character. Picture. And yeah, the fact that Knuckles has like a different level path, I think.
I'm fairly certain that he does. Yeah, he starts in Mushroom Hill, I think. Don't quote me on that. I haven't gotten around to playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles on this run-through of the classic games yet, but yeah, I am fairly certain that he actually has a different path through the levels.
But yeah, no, I really, really like that one. I like that one as well, especially because I always thought Knuckles was really, really cool as a kid, because he was sort of like if you were like a Sonic fan in the 90s, he was sort of like your Shadow.
I think he's trying to do a lot of the same things, especially when you look at the advertising for Shadow when Sonic Adventure 2 is coming out. Because Shadow isn't just at least in Sonic Adventure 2, he isn't just this edgy Sonic. He's characterized with other things, but in all the advertising, he's like, look at this fucking bad boy. He's coming to your town. He's sleeping with your wife.
Shadow the Hedgehog fucked my wife. So yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Knuckles, he had spiky punch gloves and cool shoes with Lego bricks on top of them.
And he was a villain.
And he had sick dreadlocks and
yeah.
And despite what some songs may say, he opens the game by chuckling.
That is true. That is the first thing we ever see Knuckles do. Which is hilarious to me.
That's really funny.
All right, so before we get into this episode, I do just want to put this out there and really piss some people off. Sonic 3 has the best Sonic sprite out of the classic games. Don't at me, because I'm right on this one.
But really, we could use the interaction. So if you do want to have this argument, at SatAMHedgehogs.
Yeah, that's true. But I am right.
So, give us a bit. Listen, tell us we're full of shit. Tell us we're wrong. It'll give us a boost.
That's not as fun, though. Anyway, we're going to watch episode 6, Sonic Racer, and we'll see you after the break. Alright, so we just watched episode 6 of SatAMHedgehogs, nope, SatAMHedgehogs is us. We watched episode 6 of the Saturday morning cartoon show, Sonic the Hedgehog, called
colloquial. Oh boy, let me take one more run at that. Okay. Otherwise known as Sonic SatAM.
Yeah, the Sonic SatAM. Yeah, so we watched episode 6. How'd you like it?
It was a cool episode. It had some interesting stuff. There's some stuff I wish they did, and I feel like some of it could have been fleshed out a little better. But overall, I'd say it was a fun episode.
Yeah, that's about where I am. I liked it. It's sort of an episode that focused, maybe not focused, but had a sort of message of, maybe humanizing Sonic a little more. But we'll get to that. So the episode starts with Sonic, Sally, and Bunny in Robotropolis, and they're trying to destroy the main generator, I guess, for all of Robotropolis, or at least a huge section. They say later that it's in the Badlands, which, what a cool fucking thing to name your city. But yeah, and they need Sonic to distract the guards, as usual, and he goes and does that by
insulting them,
or just being like, "Yoo-hoo, it's me, Sonic."
Yeah, these I mentioned it while we were watching it, but these robots are he hasn't said it or anything, but I sort of get the general air that Robotnik's whole thing is just robots are superior to humans because they're calculating and unfeeling and perfect in quotations. But Sonic regularly just hey there, stupid, and the robot's just fucking stunned. by this. I think what does he like run up to it and say like, you guys are stupid and you dress bad, and
well, he's like, has anybody ever told you that you dress poorly and you're ugly? Well, let me be the first. You dress poorly and you're ugly.
And the robots are just stunned by this. Like, they're taken aback for a second.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think Robotnik's usually characterized as more he builds the robots because the robots will unquestioningly listen to him. Not so much that they're better than people. It's just that what he wants more is for the soldiers that work for him to listen to him. And they do that, I guess.
Kinda. Most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get into, like, Metal Sonic and stuff, but that's another thing. So, Sonic is distracting these robots. There's some action sequences. He tricks them to shoot a light, and then it like explodes in like a really low frame rate.
Yeah, I was deciding if I was gonna bring that up, but Sonic like jumps away from the explosion, and there's like 3 frames period of this explosion. It's just 1 frame a second, just like boop, 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 and he just
it's pretty. Yeah, it didn't look great. We cut back to Sally and Bunny. They walk up to the locked door of the generator. Sally's like, it's locked. Bunny's like, don't worry, I got it. She just punches the door open. This door is like magnitudes larger than both of them.
Oh, it's like 50 feet high, easy, and like I had to say like 5 feet thick of steel. Like,
I mean, I think maybe 50 feet and 5 feet's an exaggeration, but
okay. But it's quite big. It is quite thick.
It's very large.
And she just like boom, punches it open like it's nothing.
Yeah. Once again, Bunny strong.
Anyway, after they get into the generator building,
and Sally needs to get this big thing off of the computer, and Bunny does that, and Sally is going to overload the generator by fucking around with this computer. And when she does that, the generator starts exploding, and they have to escape, and Sonic meets up with them, and they all
zip out of there.
And when they get out of Robotropolis, all of the like lights and stuff are off, and Sally looks a little disappointed. Sonic's like, what's wrong? And she's like, well, we needed to get the backup generator too.
And then Sonic's like, there's probably not a backup generator. And then the lights just go like back on in an instant.
Yeah.
And then Sally's real bummed out.
Yep. And it cuts to Robotnik and Snively. And Robotnik's like, what the fuck happened, Snively? Why did the power go out? And Snively's like, the main generator broke, Robotnik. That's my Snively impression.
The main generator broke, Robotnik.
That's way closer. And essentially Snively comes up with this idea, was like, well, Robotnik says, the Freedom Fighters are starting to become like a big deal. We need to get rid of them. I think that happened a little bit before now. But I guess taking out their main generator is like a pretty big...
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Let's see if any of the other episodes act as if that's actually a thing that happened. Snively comes up with the idea, okay, well, if you want to get rid of Sonic, why don't we attack like his ego, and we'll hold a speed competition, otherwise known as a race.
They always say speed competition. They don't say race. The episode is called Sonic Racer.
Sonic says race, like the Mobians say race.
All right.
I think it's just to make Robotnik and Snively sound weird. So, yeah, they decide to hold this race, and it cuts to Sonic holding a fucking like flyer for it, and he's like, "Doesn't he know that I'm the fastest anyway?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course you're the fastest, but it's definitely a trap." So Sonic says, "Yeah, it's a trap, but it's a trap I'll win." And Sally is like, "No, that's." What?
You're stupid.
That's stupid. Did you forget about the other generator mission, the backup generator mission? And he's like, well, yeah, but I'll distract Robotnik and them by going to the race. And they're like,
That's exactly what he wants, you
You fucking idiot.
Stupid dummy.
But Tails is there, and Tails is like, no, Sonic's got it. He's so fast and cool.
That's a little later. When we cut to that night, Sally is looking out a window just like really, really thinking about this mission and really stressing about it. And in the background, we have Bunny reading a storybook to Tails.
Yeah.
And it goes something along the lines of like, hey, Grandma, what big eyes y'all have?
It's Red Riding Hood.
I just want to go through it here, and it's like, oh, the better to see y'all with. And then Tails is like, wow, Bunny, that wolf sure is nasty. And Bunny says, nastier than a one-eyed snake, sugar. And then we
immediately jump to the next thing.
We don't talk about one-eyed snake.
Yeah, that's Bunny, what the fuck?
Bunny.
Anyway, we won't hang on it.
Let's not hang on the penis joke for too long.
Yeah. Sally's really worried, but Tails is like, nah, Sonic's got it. And we cut to the race where 3 of those floating, Sonic calls them robots, but SWAT bots pilot them.
They're like cars. They're like hover cars, basically.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we forgot a step a bit ago. We see Robotnik and Snively testing out.
That's true.
What they're certain is going to beat Sonic, which is this unnamed cheetah jaguar robot.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
It looks really cool. I love the design.
But they don't name it, which is interesting. Like, they don't even say, like, the cheetah bot or something. It's just like, this is going to beat Sonic.
Yeah. Also in that scene, so Snively like presses a button and it runs past Robotnik and Snively, and Snively's like 500 miles an hour, sir. And Robotnik like turns to the camera and he's like, "Well, it's good that it was only going half speed." It's like, you fucking mug into the camera ass. So yeah, then we cut to that, and it's 3 of those hover cars, and not the cheetah bot. I guess we'll call it that from now on. And Sonic runs up with, like, a red hood.
Yeah, and he's, like, clutching it, like, trying to, like, hide his identity.
Yeah.
And it
just immediately cuts to Robotnik, and he's like, that's Sonic.
Robotnik just struts up to him and is just like, well, hey there, Hedgehog. Or no, what does he say? Well, who do we have here, little Red Riding Rodent?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's a callback to the story.
I guess so, but Sonic wasn't in that scene, so why did he come up with that?
Anyway.
Robotnik certainly didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Just the way he has like a shitty hood and he's just clutching it, it very much made me think of Thor Ragnarok when he's like in the crowd trying to cover his identity with just like a scarf draped across his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then just like, what are you doing, Thor? You stand out. You're Thor. And he's just like, I'll just cover my face. And he just like, it just made me think of that. Very much so.
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked about just as good. Robotnik right away was just like, yeah, that's Sonic.
The one here who isn't one of my robots is Sonic.
I printed out one of these flyers and sent it to one person.
He did actually print out more than one of them, because earlier on in the scene where Sonic is holding one, Sally is holding one, and Tails is holding one.
Alright, seems unnecessary, but
it makes it seem authentic.
I guess.
And I mean, I guess the SWAT bots have some level of autonomy. Like, if they're willing to, like, chase after Sonic because he insulted them.
Interesting. Maybe the series will touch more on that.
It probably won't.
But...
So yeah, that happens, and then the cheetah bot runs up, and Sonic is like, okay, well, that's more of a challenge, but I still got this. Snively explains that in this race there are no rules, and then proceeds to count down. That seems like a rule, like you can't start running until the countdown is done. That seems like a rule, Snively. So it seems like there's really one rule.
I think once the race starts, there's no rules. I think is what they're going for. Because without
I understand what they're trying to say.
Without a countdown, there would just be like pure anarchy. He's just saying like weapons are allowed.
Yeah, no. Well, what he's saying is, I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beat you up, Sonic. The race starts, and Sonic and the cheetah bot zoom right ahead of the 3.
This is being nitpicky, but as we previously established, this is what this podcast is all about. Snively has like a little Palm Pilot thing with like a big countdown on it, but it's not saying the countdown out loud. There's not even like a beep or anything.
Snively does say go at the end.
It's just like, it's counting down from 10, and then everyone else is just like, and it's like, you guys don't know when it's gonna start. And then you go. It's like, oh shit. Okay.
Well, that's why they were ready.
There's a reason why in races, just like on your mark, get set, go. Like you gotta give them something, but no, just like.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't pick up on that, but that's weird.
And then yeah, everybody runs ahead, and Snively hits a button on this Magic Palm Pilot, and some iBots like go follow. I guess so they can watch the race.
I think that's what's happening. And then it cuts to Snively and Robotnik suddenly in their base. I guess they went back. There was just a huge empty period of this race we don't see, I guess. And Snively's like, I've the first trap
for him, Robotnik.
And he presses a button, and Robotnik's like, okay. And there's the cheetah bot runs through, and then behind the cheetah bot, there's like this laser fence that comes out of the walls.
It is 2 laser fences about Sonic's height.
I think it was a little taller than Sonic.
Small laser hurdle, and it is like Snively's like, these will stop him, Robotnik.
I think the idea is supposed to be that Sonic's too focused on running, so he's not gonna notice.
But yeah, no, he stops on a dime, is like, whoa, and he just flips over it,
jumps over,
and goes. And Robotnik's like, that was garbage.
And I want to point out that during every scene with Snively in this episode, we get some very good Snivelies.
Every oh boy. So yeah, no, there's a couple scenes ahead where like Snively and Robotnik are just like, ooh, I have a great trap here, Robotnik, and he's like, ooh, I can't wait. And then it fails, and then Robotnik is mad at Snively, and we just have like nervous reactions. And we took like 1 million screenshots. We are gonna post some of those to the Twitter.
If you would like to see some of these rare Snivelies,
these choice Snivelies, these choice cuts.
Yeah, we'll be posting some of those on the Twitter.
At SatAMHedgehogs.
That is at SatAMHedgehogs. Little plug. We're also going to do that at the end of the episode.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah.
Some just some spectacularly nervous Snivelies.
They're very good. Wow, they're just so good.
They're really good. They got us good. So Sonic jumps over this shitty laser hurdle.
Just immediately keeps running.
It's nothing.
And Robotnik is like, that fucking sucked. And Snively's like, I know, sir, but there's 2 more.
Why didn't he make it like a big laser wall? I don't know. It's a cartoon show, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm overthinking it.
So we cut to what in my notes I called the B group, which is Sally, Antoine, and Bunny, just because the episode focuses more on the race. But they're getting into Robotropolis, and they're like, where are all the SWAT bots? And the SWAT bots are, of course, at the race. I guess they're all watching the race. Like, they never attack Sonic.
That's a good point. That's funny.
They're like, yeah, there's a fair going on. They're just all
sitting there, like, eating popcorn.
Well, just bringing popcorn to their fucking helmets.
They don't have mouths. They just, like, squish it up against their helmet, and it just falls to the ground.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen, but...
That would be very fucking funny. And Antoine is very scared that there are no SWAT bots. He's scared of everything.
He's so scared that he makes the same scared squeak like 4 times in a row.
That's not quite yet. But yeah, that is a problem in this episode. There's some weird audio in this episode. And I have a theory that I didn't bring up with you, but I have a theory. It's that Robotnik is in this episode so much. Like, that's a big name actor, like voice actor, that they pulled for Robotnik. So, like, maybe they were like, yeah, just do your 1 lines, your 1 take for being scared, and if we need more of it, we'll just repeat it, because we're not going to keep paying you. We're just going to pay you for these minimum lines. 1 scared noise, because we have to pay this guy, what was his name?
Jim Cummings?
Jim Cummings.
Well, Rob Paulson is also a pretty famous voice actor. He's the one with the voice acting podcast. The big famous voice.
Oh, wait. Does he play Antoine?
He plays Antoine.
Holy shit, what?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Like Carl Weezer.
Yeah, well, I would have gone with the Animaniacs poll on that one.
Yeah, but
the
reason I say Carl Weezer is because we both very much enjoy referencing that one clip, So in Rob Paulson's, I don't think he actually has it anymore because I think it was a Nerdist podcast and I think Nerdist is gone.
Gotcha. That's a shame.
Well, there may be good reasons for that. Anyway, but he has the voice acting podcast and he has voice actors on there and they talk about voice acting, which is something I find very interesting. But at the end, he'll usually have like, here's a script of something from a famous movie or a famous TV show or something, and we're gonna read this in various characters that we do. And there's one scene where he has Clancy Brown on there
of Mr. Krabs fame,
who does the voice of Mr. Krabs. He's also the Kurgan in Highlander, which is my favorite movie. Anyway, he does the voice of Mr. Krabs, and Rob Paulson does the voice of Carl, and they do a scene from The Office, and we talk about this all the time.
It's one of my favorite bits of comedy.
You want an M&M? Yeah, well, they're really good. Verite is inconsolable right now.
Fuck. Yeah, it's very funny.
But yeah, that's Antoine.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So yeah, I guess that theory kind of falls apart. Anyway, so there's some iBots that I guess are following the race, or maybe they're just patrolling the area, and they hide, and that's when Antoine plays the same clip like 4 times of being scared. And then they're like, yeah, Antoine, shut up. At some point in time, Bunny is like flirty with Antoine after being nervous.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And it's just like, oh, sugar, you're still a muffin, and like squeezes his cheek.
Yeah, which is, not to spoil the comics, sort of a little bit of foreshadowing. They get together.
I like this dynamic of like tough broad and
tough broad
and like nervous guy. It's good. It hits good.
Yeah, no, it's good. It is good. So it cuts back to oh wait, no, yeah, there's a scene where they make it Sally, Antoine, and Bunny make it to the backup generator. And they're scanning it, and they have to come up with a plan because they can't distract the 2 guards outside. So they have to figure out how to get in without having Sonic to throw insults and then run away. And Sally and Bunny are like looking at the schematics and trying to come up with a plan. And Antoine's just like, and they're like, Antoine, can you be quiet? We're trying to think. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like,
Yeah, I don't know why Antoine was doing that. I thought this was gonna this is gonna pay off. Like he's trying to hint something at them, and they're not gonna realize it because like, oh, stupid Antoine. It didn't pay off.
No, it's just stupid Antoine.
Just like, like, why are you doing that? I thought he was like trying to like gesture towards something. But no, it's nothing. I forgot about that because I saw that in the like middle of the episode. It's like, all right, this is gonna pay off.
Yeah, I thought for sure like later on he was gonna be like, and he was gonna like point at something with his head while trying to like not give it away, and they wouldn't listen to him. No, it's nothing.
He's just being a weird. And then at that point, Bunny says something along the lines of like, Antoine, you're really starting to tick me off, and he's like, but I'm not even wearing my watch.
He has such a loose grasp of the fucking English language.
I don't think they even, like, say anything to that. I think they just, like...
they just look at him. No, yeah, they look... After he says that, they look at each other, and they're just, like, they shake their heads.
I just... What was the scene earlier when they dove to hid, and they're like, Antoine, duck! And he's, where? And then they just like, no, you fucking... And they drag him into the thing.
Well,
and
like, then... Why would he be concerned if there was a duck?
And then he, like pops out of the trash that they're hiding in later and is like, is the duck gone?
Like he still
he hasn't caught on.
Yeah, fuck. It's very good. So we cut back to the race. Sonic runs by a puddle, and a big robot arm comes out and grabs him. And starts dragging him towards this, like, bubbling puddle of mud. And this is where the episode cuts to a commercial break.
Does Sonic survive?
No, he doesn't.
No, he dies, actually.
Yeah, the rest of the series is about the other characters.
Just sort of processing.
Yeah. No, it cuts back, and Sonic is, of course, able to break out, his feet catch on some of the ground while it's pulling him, and he says, "Juice and jam time," and runs hard enough that it breaks the arm. And once again, we cut back to Snively being like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
And Robotnik's like, I'm
going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, that's sort of the energy that this dynamic is. It's good, though.
It's funny. The big one hates the little one.
We cut back to Sally, Bunny, and Antoine, and they have decided to go through the roof of this building. And there's a scene where Bunny and Sally go across these pipes, and Antoine's like, well, I just think I'll guard here. And they're like, shut the fuck up, Antoine.
With, like, blank looks on their faces.
Yeah.
By the way, they're just, like staring, like, dead-eyed straight ahead at the camera.
A lot of Deeks animation just, like, is not...
Like, I swear to gosh, they animated, like, one of their mouths moving, and then just, like, copy and pasted it. Because, yeah, they're just in unison, just dead-eyed, just... Come on, Antoine. Or they're, like, shouting it, actually, which makes it all the more weird that they're just, like, very flat expression and very dead-eyed.
Yeah, Deeks animation is not always the best.
Cheap. They didn't have money.
Yeah, well, no, they had, like, infinite dollars forever, because they had, like, 25 TV shows on at once.
Yeah, but
they didn't pay anyone.
Animation didn't get a lot of money.
That's true, I guess, but they were still a very popular animation studio, so I'm really guessing they were hired and earned their money by being cheap, not the other way around.
Maybe. But Antoine scuttles across the pipe and makes that same scared noise again.
Yeah, I think this is where the noise actually comes from, and they took it, because it sounds a lot more natural here, but I think they took that noise, cut it out, and then just pasted it 4 times earlier in the episode. But yeah, and then they walk up to this... green window, and Bunny pulls it away like it's
It
tape.
looks like a glass window, and Bunny tears at it like it's a trash bag. Like just rip, and just, like, tosses it to the side like it's nothing.
And then in the next scene, like, the rest of the window really looks like it's jagged.
Like it's broken glass, yeah, but no, she ripped it like it was a plastic bag, like...
Yeah, it's weird. And they say, Sally's like, I gotta get to that computer down there, but the only way to get to the computer is this belt that's currently turned off. And Antoine's like, he's like really flirty and kissy on his
very
hand.
Touchy. It's just like,
he's always like that.
Don't worry, princess, and like kisses her hand like
12 times.
7 times, and is like, I will take care of it for you. And then like another 5 times for good measure, and just like, hey bud, ease up.
Yeah.
Ease up.
And he's like, I've got it. And he jumps off the railing, and they're like, holy shit, Antoine, watch out, be careful.
And then he walks like down a catwalk towards the conveyor belt, and it's just, whoa, and like falls over
and grabs the lever.
Turns on the conveyor belt. This appears to be just like a destruction machine, because it is just a conveyor belt going towards like a big gear
system,
like a big crushing gear.
And he's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. He never makes an attempt to get up. Like, he didn't fall from a height onto the conveyor belt. That should be made clear if you haven't watched the episode.
Yeah, no, it is.
The catwalk is on the exact same level and directly next to.
He doesn't fall. He doesn't get hurt. He's just is paralyzed with fear, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's fitting.
And
of
then
the character.
Sally pulls out Chekhov's flare gun.
Well, yeah, they try and help him first by like grabbing the conveyor belt,
it's
like carpet,
like tugging at it. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess some conveyor belts are like rubber or something, but they're usually like very snug. And
yeah, that's probably the whole point.
Wreck it, but yeah, Sally pulls out like, we got to get Sonic's help, and pulls out a flare gun and fires it, and it's like it was not established at all that like they could call upon Sonic to help them if they got in trouble. This flare gun wasn't established. None of this like, oh, okay, yeah. I guess you can do that.
I mean, I understand that it's like they were probably in a situation where if they established it, we would have known exactly what was going to happen at the end of the episode.
But like, they could just be like a scene like before they left Knothole. I'm just like, all right, but if we need your help, I'm gonna fire this flare gun, and you could even use that as for Sonic to be like, nah, I got the race to focus on or something.
I guess.
Like there's a way you could write that, but yeah, no, it just fires a flare gun and Sonic comes in and saves the day.
Well, yeah, we spoke a little out of order here. Before all of this happens, there is one more trap sequence.
Sniffly's like, this is the best one, Robotnik.
Yeah, so Sonic is head to head with this cheetah bot, and Sniffly's like, yes, this is the best one, and he presses the button, and an arm comes out of the cheetah bot and grabs Sonic by like the head and picks him up, and Robotnik's like, I'm not impressed.
This sucks.
And Sniffly's like, well, wait. And it like it throws him.
It like shakes him up and tosses him in the air, and then as he falls down, it like punches him up into the sky.
Yeah, uppercuts him.
Like 50 feet in the air. Or, I don't know, you seem to take umbrage with all my height estimates. But it punches him up very, very high into the air, and he's like plummeting towards the earth. Like I'm gonna die.
Well, yeah, I thought it was funny that there's when he like gets to the apex of going up right before he starts going down, he's like, oh, this isn't good, and then it cuts to Robotnik and he's like, this is good.
That's very funny. Sonic falls down
and he's like, oh shit,
grabs onto like a
flagpole
or something. I'm just thinking about that. What was that? Why was that there?
Anyway, I mean, in normal cities it would be a flagpole without a flag.
There's like a post sticking out horizontally, and he grabs onto it and spins around it, and then lands like a gymnast with his arms in the air.
Yeah.
It's like, perfect landing, and then takes off.
Yeah, and then the Antoine stuff happens where he gets trapped. Sonic sees this flare, and he's like, dang it, and runs away from the race. And I think, I touched on this earlier, I do think this episode does go out of its way to like, this story is nice, because it humanizes Sonic. He wants to win the race, he's willing to be a dumbass to win the race. But the flare tells him his friends are in trouble,
and that's more important. And yeah, he gives up the race, and they don't really make a big stink of it. But he does, like, the cheetah bot does win the race.
Yeah,
because Sonic just leaves and go and saves Antoine. He jumps on the conveyor belt and like runs towards the camera.
You think you're safe?
You think you're safe? We'll post that to the Twitter as well because it's just really funny. It gets real close. Yeah, and okay, I thought this was weird. We see him like dashing towards the camera, and then he just like cut, and he just like slowly walks up and shoves a ring into the gear.
Being cut like that.
It looked like the conveyor belt had come to a dead stop, and he was just very calmly walking up and shoving a ring into it. That's what it looked like to me.
Gotcha.
The folks at home, if you're watching along, you can tell us what you think. He just shoves a ring in there and grabs Antoine.
He does shove a power ring in there, and this will be important in a few seconds.
Yeah, he shoves like a power ring in there, and we were both like,
that's a bit of a waste.
That's a bit of a waste. Like, those things are
rare.
Like, rare and powerful.
I think you get one a day?
I think that's what it said or something. And then he grabs Antoine, and they walk away to safety. And then Sonic's like, all right, we got to get out of here. And then we cut to the ring, which starts like glowing and melting.
The gears start melting, and then the walls start melting.
It melts everything. And then they just like peace out
and go back to Knothole.
And they run away. We see like the building like just completely falling apart. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, Sonic, should you be like holding on to those things?
Should you be touching those?
Maybe that's why he wears gloves.
Oh, yeah, good point. He always wears gloves. Yeah, no, that's terrifying. We cut back to that night, and they're having a celebration by, like, a big fire. And they're like, while it would have been nice for Sonic to win, we've done, like, a huge step forward in taking down Robotnik by, like, taking out his power. And there's some other new animals that we've seen. A pig and what looks to be like a normal hedgehog. Like he's like anthropomorphized, but he's
a brown hedgehog. He's got cool goggles.
Yeah.
And then
I think there's a character that's designed like that in the comics. It might just have been that design might have just been taken from like this background character.
There's also a pterodactyl or something.
I think he's supposed to be a turtle.
He doesn't have a shell. I looked for the shell.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks like a pterodactyl. Is it a turtle? And he didn't have a shell, but they just a bunch of background characters, and yeah, just like one step to taking back Mobius.
Yeah, and it was
cheers.
It was nice.
It's a positive ending for once. No crying because of sadness.
Yeah, dead robot uncles. But yeah, no, I think this episode was really good, and it had sort of a nice positive message. It had some cool action sequences. It had that cool cheetah bot.
I wish they would have named that.
It had some nice rare Snivelies.
Some choice cuts of Snively. I'm really harping on this, but I wish they would have named that cheetah bot. That could have been so cool. I don't know. I feel like just calling it something, you know.
Yeah.
But all right, they maybe they didn't have it written when they did the voice act recording, like what exactly it was.
Yeah.
Because Snively's just like, look at this, and Robotnik's like, what I'm looking at is very nice, whatever it is. And they don't ever like acknowledge like it is a cheetah robot.
Yeah, no, they never talk directly about what it is.
But yeah, like you said earlier, I think it's really really cool that they sort of established that like while Sonic is like cocky as hell and is like very easily fooled into like they challenged his speed, and he's like, well, I can't let this go. Is arrogant as hell. He still like values his friends.
Yeah.
Over that, he's willing to like, oh, my friends are in danger. I will screw the race. I'm gonna go save my friends.
Yeah, I think that's a nice little bit of characterization for this Sonic.
This Sonic, who is a pretty massive asshole a lot of the time.
He's an arrogant asshole, but he still understands that like, yeah, the like friends are what make this whole freedom fighter shit work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the episode. So as we mentioned a few times throughout the episode, if you want to contact us, you can, or see some of those choice Snivelies.
Choice cuts of Snively. Really, they're real good. Check it out.
Check us out at SatAMHedgehogs. That's SatAMHedgehogs at twitter.com. You can also email us. It's SatAMHedgehogs@gmail. If you have any questions, if you want us to ask a specific question on the show,
submit your question ideas. Like that would be spectacular. We would actually like that a lot.
Yeah,
send your question ideas. We'll say, hey, here's a question from so and so. If you want us to read your name, you can say if you don't want it. That's fine. Please reach out to us. We super duper love hearing from fans, and we just love to know that people are listening to this and responding to it and like it.
Yeah. And the intro and outro that you're about to hear have been generously been done by our friend Issa, and you can find her music at industrystandardaudio.bandcamp.com. It's really cool. This we specifically asked for like a Genesis sounding thing, but it's a lot of electronic music, and it's really really good.
If I can point out one cool fun fact, if you want to check out Issa's album, Boys Will Be Girls, I actually did the album art for that.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I took a little photograph and edited it, and she really liked it, so she made it the album art for her.
That's cool.
For her album. So yeah, check that out. Plus, that album's pretty cool. She gave me a copy for doing the album art, and like it's got some cool music in it.
Yeah, I've listened to it as well. It's
some like fun synthy electronic music. So if that sounds like your bag, baby, then check it out.
Shagadelic.
I was gonna try and like subtly slip that Austin Powers reference in, but
yeah,
you're just like
subtle Austin Powers reference.
You're just like bonk. No.
Anyway. So that's our show. Oh, if you want to check out my wonderful wife and co-host, she has a YouTube channel.
You can check me out on youtube.com/radnat. I make weird video game videos, comedy type things.
Yeah, you have a new one coming out pretty soon.
I have got a new one coming out pretty soon. I'm putting the final steps on that and getting that out. And this one was really fun. I think you're really gonna like it. So check me out.
I also did some work on it, kind of.
They helped a lot with a lot of stuff. Actually, don't even kind of. You're a massive help. So yeah, check me out. youtube.com/radnat. It's a lot of fun stuff.
All right, and we'll see you next week, folks.
Thanks for listening, and as we say every week, gotta juice!
Getting more used to that. That's terrifying.